Hey, welcome back you guys. So today I'm going to show you how to fix this really nasty corner bead here. We're also going to be installing a bullnose corner on this. So actually this should probably be cut back a little bit more. It should look more like down here where it's cut back so it has room for the rounded corner to fit. Let's just see though, because if I don't have to cut it back, I'm not going to. So when I install this, I think it'll be okay because we're actually going to be going out to the painted surface. We're not trying to install this. We're not trying to install this flush with this surface. That would be an exercise in futility, and I don't want to scrape down this either. I just want to get this corner bead installed. It is going to build it out a little bit, but in this case it doesn't matter because we can just create a new surface that's further out from the wall on this side. And on this side, if you actually look at the framing, it's going to benefit us. There's a gap right here, so if we install the corner bead out a bit, it's actually going to fix this part of the wall. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. Anyways, I got some concrete fill, which is just the same as hot mud. It's a BC product, like Western Canada. And the US equivalent is just setting type mud. So we are going to apply this very liberally here. God, these days you can't even use words like that. It's a trigger word for half the demographic. And if I was to say, use a conservative amount of mud, the other half of you guys would be losing your mind. Oh, that's way too political. I never do that in my videos. I never get political. Why? Because I would lose half my fans on one side and I would gain a rabid half of fans on the other side. Maybe I should be talking about the actual work. Okay, so I'm just putting like a ton of mud on here. Tons of mud. We want a lot extra. We're obviously not going to build it out this much, but the idea is to get this corner bead kind of floating in here. And almost running out here. This side's a little bit harder to coat and to put the mud exactly where I want it. So this kind of goes, this is like mud framing, you guys. I've made some earlier videos that I called mud framing. This is pretty similar. Definitely pretty similar. So we got a lot on here. It's probably enough. Yeah. Flatten it out just a little. This is advanced drywall finishing, you guys. Like, if you're looking for a how to install a corner bead video, this isn't it. Okay, so now we're gonna take, this is a tape-on paper face bead. Bullnose, I think it's a 1/2 inch radius or something to match the existing ones, which are 3/8, I believe, but in Vancouver, it is so hard to find bullnose that we're using the closest available product. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of wriggle this into place to get the mud underneath it. And the next thing we need to do is start like figuring out if we have it where we want it. So I'll have to take some of this mud out to figure that out. So I'm not wiping it all out. I'm just doing a quick sort of general tidy up so that we can see where this bead is. Okay, I'd say, yeah, it's got to come way out right there. If we look at that, like that won't work. So let's pull it out to where it needs to be. Almost, and are we good there? Let's twist that a little. Yeah, that's just about it. Okay, let's start to clean out some of the mud from under here. And again, we need to make sure that we have space there. Space there. The key is to not take all the mud out until you really have it set. So, how about up here? Yeah, as long as we can bury it, we're looking good. And how about here? Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Needs to come out a bit. Okay. Right there. Pretty good. Right here. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Looking good. I'd say it's time to set this bead in place. Yeah. How about here? Almost not enough. So it also doesn't hurt to stand back from it. So I'm gonna step back here and just take a look, like, what's it doing? Does it look bad? No, looks okay there. And it looks more or less okay there. I think it's, to some degree, just gonna do what the wall. I'm putting it where the wall is telling me to put it, basically. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. All right, now I can actually wipe all the mud out. And you might get some spots where it doesn't want to. You may have to use your hand. It's okay, get your hands dirty. Not gonna kill you. It's just a little joint compound. You can wash them off later. Okay. How are we looking right there? It's close enough. I'm gonna leave it. So once we have this more or less established where it's gonna go, then we're gonna coat it to really lock it in place. And we're good on that side. So now's the part where we're actually gonna make this not look so bad. I'm just doing a first initial coat on this. A mesh tape here that I'm messing up. So let's go that way. Good. So I'm not going wide on this coat. This is just to lock it into place. Right, we're burying that flange under some nice strong mud. They do make tools to clean off bullnose beads, but it's buried in my toolbox somewhere. We're gonna leave that, it's okay. That's good enough for now. And now we do the other side. And same thing. So coating corner beads is pretty easy because it's just like, it's a point A to B, right? We're just coating the nosing, which in this case is right here. On a square bead, it's easier to find. From this point to this point, right? It's pretty straightforward. This one's kind of hard because I'm having to kind of create a straight edge. There isn't, because we had to pull it out so much, there isn't a specific edge. So I'm having to kind of just use my eye to create it. And I may have to tune it up a little in my successive coats. Keep it clean there. Less sanding later. Okay. Again, I'm sighting that edge. I can see I've got way too much in some spots. Better to leave it a little too far in and add more mud later. That's pretty good. Almost done here. Yeah, I think that's when we stop messing with it. You gotta know when to fold them, right? You go back to try and make it that little bit more perfect and you wreck it all. So it's pretty good. This, on the other hand, I'd love to make that a little prettier. Doesn't need to be. Next coat would have fixed it, but hey. Okay. Yeah, so that is a crazy mud framing corner bead installed. This is still built out too much. I can see it. A little bit more. Okay, I can live with that. I'm wrecking it. I should have left it and just scraped it. See, this is that exact thing. You gotta know when to fold them instead of messing around with it. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave that. But yeah, so it may seem kind of crazy, but when you get a corner bead like that, yeah, you can get some quick set, some material that's going to set up within an hour or so. Lock it all down. This isn't gonna shrink and crack like an all-purpose or a taping mud, like one of your air drying muds. This is gonna be super hard and firm, and I'm gonna be able to just throw probably 2 more coats over top of this of regular all-purpose light to make this look good. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that extreme drywall finishing video. You know, if you're a skateboarder, I'd say this is kind of the equivalent of like a big handrail in drywall. You got to know what you're doing or you're going to mess up real bad. Anyways, hopefully you guys got something out of this. Thanks for watching. Till the next one.